Anthony Grasso here, bringing you financial news you can use. In this video, I'm going to do a stock analysis on PayPal. Can adding Bitcoin crypto be a catalyst for future consumer engagement? Well, let's find out together. I'm going to go over a summary of the company, its product offerings, recent headline news, financials, analyst projections, and give it my buy, hold, or sell recommendation for the next 12 months. And as always, folks, don't forget to smash that like button down below and consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell if you'd like to hear unbiased recommendations and stock reviews. So let's get right into it. So PayPal Holdings is a technology platform and digital payments company that enables digital and mobile payments on behalf of consumers and merchants. The company's combined payment solutions, including its PayPal, PayPal Credit, Braintree, Venmo, Zoom, and Paydiant products, compose its payments platform. It operates a two-sided global technology platform that links its customers, both merchants and consumers, around the globe to facilitate the processing of payment transactions, allowing it to connect merchants and consumers. It allows its consumers to use their account for both purchase and paying for goods, as well as to transfer and withdraw funds. It enables consumers to exchange funds with merchants using funding sources, which include bank accounts, PayPal account balance, PayPal credit account, credit and debit card, or other stored value products. It offers consumers person-to-person payment solutions through its PayPal website and mobile application Venmo and Zoom. Now let's go look at the biggest news that's hit the pipe right now that's affecting the stock at the moment. Now, PayPal shares are trading higher, significantly higher today, amid an increase in the price of Bitcoin. PayPal's app allows users to buy and sell cryptocurrency. After a limited buy-sell-hold crypto trading launch that exceeded expectations, PayPal CEO Dan Schulman said on the company's Q4 earnings call today that the payments giant is ready to double down on cryptocurrencies. We also saw an exceptional response from our crypto launch, said PayPal CEO Dan. The volume of crypto traded on our platform greatly exceeded our expectations. Schulman said that crypto would be accepted as a funding source when users shop at any of our 29 million merchants late first quarter, and that in 2021 will feature an extensive roadmap around crypto, blockchain, and digital currencies. Schulman added that PayPal is actively working with regulators and central banks to shape the future of a post-physical cash world. Now, I see this news, even though it won't be widely used on the PayPal's overall platform, at least in the short term, it goes towards more of a PayPal user engagement with the consumer that leads to profit in other areas of the company. So let's go ahead and look at some of the fundamentals of the company. Now, the company currently has a market capitalization of $351 billion. That's kind of huge, with a current share price of a little under $300 now. It kind of hit $300, and now it's at $298. It definitely skyrocketed over the past few days. Now, PayPal's 2020 revenues were at about $21 billion, with a positive earnings of $4.2 billion. Now, earnings grew 71% over the past year, which is huge. Now, earnings are forecasted to grow around 14% per year right now. The projected revenues in 2023 are estimated at $37 billion, with an estimated positive $6.6 billion. Now, it has a growing profit margin. The current net profit margins of 19.6% are higher than last year's of 13.8%. And the PayPal short-term assets exceed both its short-term and long-term liabilities. Now, the PayPal's debt is well covered by operating cash flow, and PayPal's interest payments on its debt are well covered by EBIT of 29.3 times coverage, though PayPal's debt-to-equity ratio of 44.6% is considered high. Let me bring it back here. So what do the analysts say on this one? So the analyst consensus right now is a buy. The average PayPal stock price target is $289. That's the median over the next 12 months, with a high estimate of $375 and a low estimate of $155. So you can see right now with the analyst projections over 12 months, it's definitely way above the median at the current moment in time. Now, going over a few of the analyst reports, the CFRA report has PayPal as a hold. They lift their target price to $275 a share based on their model that assumes revenue growth of 20% and significant margin expansion. They remain neutral as they think shares are already priced in very high expectations, high margin growth that PayPal can meet if it executes, but it will be increasingly difficult to exceed those expectations. And I kind of agree with that sentiment. Now, the Ford Equity Research Report projects PayPal will outperform the market over the next 6 to 12 months. Ford's buy recommendation on PayPal holdings is a result of their systematic analysis on the three basic characteristics that they look at: earnings strength, relative valuation, and recent stock price movement. Now, the company has produced a positive trend on earnings per share over the past 5 quarters, and while recent estimates for the company have been raised by analysts, PayPal has posted better than expected results. Based on operating earnings yield, the company is about fairly valued when compared to all the other companies that they cover. Now, share price change over the past year indicates that PayPal will perform very well over the near term, and they definitely have. The Street Ratings also has PayPal as a buy recommendation. But I have to note, at the time of these reports, that was last week, February 5th and 7th, when the stock price was at $269 a share, and now it's trading at around $300 a share. There was definitely a bump up. Now let's look at the valuation, profitability, and financial strength analysis is real quick. Now, because PayPal is in the IT services industry and has positive earnings, the PEG and PE ratio is the most appropriate valuation measures. The price to book ratio we exclude because it's underestimating the company's book value by overlooking hidden assets of intellectual property. Now, the price to sales ratio is not as meaningful as the PE and the PEG ratio due to the company's positive earnings. Therefore, PayPal seems fairly valued right now with a PEG value of 3.48 times. That is in line with the IT services industry median of 3.48 times, though their PE is 80 times, among the highest in the industry, and that's kind of high. Now, looking at the profitability analysis, PayPal is one of the more profitable companies in the IT services industry with a net margin of 19.59%. Its operating margin and net margin are among the strongest of any peer, while its gross margin is above the industry median. Now, looking at the final financial strength analysis, the PayPal's debt to total capital ratio at 30.82% is in line with the IT services industry norm, despite increases over the last year. So on my buy, hold, or sell recommendation on PayPal, here are my thoughts. Now, PayPal's new product continue to drive adoption as well as engagement with its buy now, pay later as the biggest success, as well as the crypto offerings, which was originally released. Interestingly, PayPal once staunchly criticized cryptocurrencies, but now is one of their biggest fans, and that is a true fact. PayPal years ago was basically like, we're not going to touch cryptocurrencies. Now they basically embrace them. Now, we have to look at the importance of Bitcoin with PayPal at this exact moment in time, because that's what's kind of driving up the stock price right now. In May 2018, when Square started allowing Cash App users to buy and sell Bitcoin, that's when PayPal followed suit with a digital wallet in 2020, and it plans to add the feature of Venmo in the summer of 2021. What's more, a recent report by Pantera Capital indicates that both the fintech companies are aggressively buying the digital currency. New Bitcoins are created according to fixed formulas, and the amount of new coins created will eventually stop when it reaches about 21 million. According to Pantera Capital, Square and PayPal together are buying more than 100% of newly mined Bitcoins currently out there. In other words, they are purchasing every new token created, as well as already in circulation at the moment. Now, during PayPal's recent earnings call, CEO Dan Schulman indicated that users responded with overwhelming enthusiasm to the company's Bitcoin launch. That's great news. Even more exciting, Schulman reiterated the company's plan to enable Bitcoin as a payment method at any of its PayPal's 29 million merchants later in this quarter. Now, Bitcoin is a way of engaging users. That's what I kind of want to repeat. It's an engagement for users, so users still continually use their platform. It's one more feature that enhances their mobile app ecosystems. And as these fintech companies add new users, it becomes more likely that those users will engage in other profit-generating activities. PayPal allows investors to benefit from the mania surrounding Bitcoin while avoiding the actual exposure to the cryptocurrency swings. To put another way, shareholders of PayPal benefit from buying and selling Bitcoin, but not in the value of the currency that is prone to wild fluctuations. Now, it's not clear that users will take advantage of PayPal allowing them to fund purchases with Bitcoin, though, particularly as merchants that accept the digital currency see few transactions right now. Morgan Stanley analyst James Fawcett and Betsy Gressick wrote in a Wednesday note on digital currencies, volatility and possible tax issues may be key deterrents for them to using the platform. Now, PayPal is providing crypto as part of the strategy of offering as many fintech services as possible to its 325 million active users on their platform, they said. They may not contribute much to profits this year or next, Fawcett and Grosick said, calling it more of an engagement tool, and I definitely agree with that sentiment. And I also love the fundamentals of PayPal's business right now, and it's getting closer to achieving its strategic goal of making PayPal a daily centerpiece application for its consumers, especially with that Venmo application. I actually use that. It's a great application. Now, so here's my recommendation for long-term growth investors out there. The downside risk right now at this exact moment of time, as of today, is the shares are already pricing in very high expectations, and any pullback of the expectations or any quarterly reports coming out that are slowing the growth will likely also have a pullback of the PayPal stock price in the near term. I would wait to enter the stock in the next dip and hold for the long term of 3 to 5 years. My target price in the next 12 months is around $350 a share, and that's contingent on if they continually hit their growth expectations going into 2021 and beyond. And it's also important to note that ARK Invest yesterday also invested more into PayPal, so they're actually believing in the stock as well. So there you have it, folks. As always, don't forget to smash that like button down below and consider subscribing and hit that notification bell if you like to hear daily stock reviews and daily stock recommendations from an unbiased source that's going to give you the pros and the cons. Until the next stock update video later today, folks, ciao.